Hi guys, my name is Alberto Lara. I'm a student in Clinical Pathology 1. Today is my second video assignment that I'm recording. I'm first showing you how to draw blood. Then I'm going to do a blood film. We're going to stain it. We're going to review it underneath the microscope. And then I'm going to do a total solids as well as a PCV test. Okay? Tune in. Hey guys, I'm here with Bella, and Melanie's gonna help me restrain her for a blood draw. So before I start, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you some of the supplies. So cotton balls, just because Bella is kind of a very anxious dog that doesn't like to get touched. So I'm gonna use cotton balls, alcohol. I'm gonna use 1 cc syringes for this blood draw, and then I'm gonna put the blood sample in a EDTA purple top tube. So since I'm going to be using the purple top tube, my syringes do not have heparin in them, okay? So Yuri's going to go ahead and position Bella for the blood draw. I'm going to go ahead and put alcohol on my cotton balls. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to find where I'm going. She has a really nice cephalic vein right there. So I'm going to go ahead and clean the area. It's okay, Bella. It's okay, mamas. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, so the vein is occluded. It's ready to draw blood. Okay, I'm gonna pull back, make sure syringe ready. Bevel has to be up. It's okay, Bella. Okay, I'm gonna go in. As soon as I see a flash, I can go and draw back. Okay, that's gonna be enough for today. So Yuri's gonna go and hold off, pull the syringe back. I'm gonna put the top back on. And I'll go ahead and transfer it to my purple top. And we are all done. Make sure to invert the blood in so that way it does mix properly, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Hey guys, so today we're gonna go and I'm gonna show you how to prepare a blood film or a blood smear. We're gonna be using the wedge method. So I have my sample right here. It's from Bella, the patient that we used earlier to do a blood draw. So before I start, I'm gonna go over some of the supplies you might need. So of course the blood sample, 2 clean slides, wooden applicators, and I'm using a Sharpie to label my slide, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and label it. And I'm also wearing gloves, just because anytime you're dealing with blood, you should really be safe and wear your gloves. Okay, so I'm gonna take the lid off. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the wooden applicators in, dip them in, make sure there's blood in between. Okay, so I got blood. I'm gonna apply a small drop close to the frosted end. Okay, I have that. I'm gonna go ahead and dispose of these, put the lid back on. Okay, now I'm going to use the second slide as a wedge. I'm gonna angle it at approximately 30 degrees. I'm gonna pull back. I'm gonna let the blood spread. Then in a rapid, swift motion, I'm gonna pull it to the other end, creating a feathered edge blood smear. Now that I have that, I'm gonna let it air dry. So I'm gonna give it about 10 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and stain it. Another method that the book states to include for air drying is to wave it in the air so that way it can air dry, okay? So I'm gonna set this aside, I'm gonna pause the video for a little bit, and then I'll come back to stain the blood smear. Hey guys, so my blood film went ahead and dried, so I'm gonna go ahead and stain it. So I'm gonna go ahead and open my first, these are Diff Quicks. Okay, so I have my stain right here. So these are my 3 Diff Quicks. We have distilled water, we have the clips, and if you're in a rush, you could use bibulous paper. I'm actually gonna let mine air dry after I stain it. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this clip at the end. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stain it in the fixative first for 30 seconds. So I'm gonna give it 30 seconds. I'm gonna use the clock that we use at work. Okay, we have 20 more seconds. I'm gonna go and open the second one. Have that ready. Okay, about 5 more seconds. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. Try to get as much as that in there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and dip into the second one. 30 seconds start now. I'm gonna go ahead and get the third stain ready. Okay, about 15 more seconds. A little fun fact about these, use these stains for a lot of different things. I know one of our most popular ones we use it is for ear cytologies. Okay, so it's been 30 seconds. So I'm gonna take it out. Okay, now place it into the third one. Close it. Okay, 30 seconds. Starts about 5 seconds ago. So as I was saying, we use them for ears. Sometimes our doctors use it for FNAs, fine needle aspirates, or blood films. And we do have 2 different kits, so that's kind of fun. This one we usually only use it for blood films. Then we have our hardcore one for ears. That one gets used 3 or 4 times a day, maybe even more, like 3 or 4 times an hour. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take it out. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close it. We'll go ahead and run distilled water on the back of the slide. This helps wash off any excess. Okay, and I know I said I was gonna let it air dry, but I am in a little bit of a rush because I'm tired from being here all day. I'm joking. Okay, so I'm laying it in the Babyless paper. I'm gonna pat it dry. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Let's see. Okay, one more time. Okay, my blood film is dried. So I'm just gonna briefly go into detail how to scan one. Okay, so you turn on your microscope. You would go ahead and go to the low power, or the yellow, as some people call it. Okay, I'm gonna scan it, and this is where you just look through the whole slide. You try to look for any abnormalities with cell morphology. You can find microfilaria or platelet clumps. Okay, so I'm just gonna do it real fast, even though we're not supposed to. Okay, and this one you can see the feathered edge. You can see the monolayer, and you can also see where they clump up to really close. Okay, so now that I had that, I'm gonna switch to high power. This is the one where I actually do identify the monolayer and the feathered edge. So just remember the feathered edge is at the end. You kind of see disbursement of the white blood cells, and the red blood cells, and the monolayer is attached right to it. Okay, so I'm just gonna scan it real quickly, just show you, focus it, make sure. Okay. This is a really nice thing. Okay, so I see my monolayer. That's where I would actually count my 100 cells, record them as whatever type of cells they are. So then the final step would be to apply a droplet of immersion oil onto the film, onto the slide, and then you would use the oil immersion to look at the cells underneath the microscope. Okay, and then you would record 100 of them. Identify what kind of cells they are, and you could also do your platelet count as well with the average. Thank you so much for watching. Hey guys, so right now we're gonna go ahead and do a PCV. So before I start, I just want to go over some of the materials that we'll be using. The most important would be the blood. And then since I have it in an EDTA tube, I'm gonna be using a blue lined microhematocrit tube to collect the blood. Then after I get it, I'll seal it with the Cradle Seal, also known as a clay stopper. Then I'm gonna put it in our crit carrier. That's what our centrifuge uses to run PCVs. And then after I do that, I'll run it for the time that it says right here for 8 minutes. Then I'll read it on the Easy Reader, okay? So I'll come back to the Easy Reader a little bit later. So, and then I'm also wearing gloves just for safety reasons because we are dealing with blood. Okay, so I'll uncap the EDTA tube. I'll go ahead and try to fill my tube 3/4 of the way. I'm gonna do one at a time. Okay. Going. Okay, I'll place my finger there. That looks nice, 3/4. I'm gonna go ahead and place it in the clay stopper. Okay, so I have that there. I'm just gonna stick it right there. That way I can compare the second two, make sure they're the same height. Okay, now time for second tube. It's a little hard with the black gloves. Probably should have worn lighter gloves, but this will do. Okay, let's see how that goes. A little bit too much. Okay, let me take a little bit more out. Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna put it in the Cradle Seal. Okay, now that I have 2 of them, I'm gonna go ahead and put my top back on. I'm gonna go ahead and, I actually labeled these from last time. I'm gonna put 1 in 1. And put the other one in 1. Okay, and then if you notice, the requirements for the centrifuge are going to be 5,000 RPMs for 8 minutes. Okay, so if you want to just come around here, I'll show you on the centrifuge. So you're going to increase that to 50. And then decrease that to 8. Okay. I'm going to hold that. Then I'll place them directly across from each other. So 4 and 8. And then I'll go ahead and click start, and that'll run for 8 minutes. When that finishes, I'll go ahead and come back so that way we can see how to do the PCV reading as well as the total solids reading. Hey guys, so our centrifuge stopped spinning. So I'm able to get my 2 samples out. Okay, if you want to zoom in real quick just to show you. So you see the red is the erythrocytes, or the red blood cells. Then there's a little maybe creamy section that's called the Buffy coat, and then this white is the plasma. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and just place it into the Easy Reader. We'll set this down. So you're gonna align the bottom of the erythrocytes with the 0, and then the top of the plasma with 100, and then you record the right at the red. So So the PCV would be 52, which is a little bit high. Okay. So after finding the PCV of 52, you could go ahead and use your refractometer, which was calibrated earlier this week on a Monday. Today's Wednesday. And then you would go ahead and break your tube right above the buffy coat and kind of agitate it a little bit to get the plasma onto the prism glass. Okay. Okay. So I got 2 drops on there. Okay. I'm gonna be looking at the artificial light. Okay. And getting the total solid at 7.2. Okay. Then you would of course clean your refractometer, and that's how you do a PCV and a total solids.